Okay, Tuesday, April 2nd, 2025. If you trust your edge and your method, and if you trade only the setups it gives you, and if you follow the rules, if you're patient, and if you think in terms of weeks, months, never today, or even tomorrow, then you will make a lot of money and live a life very few can afford. Okay, time to recenter the focus. Feel I've been distracted lately between participating at Forex Factory, our little friends group in a Discord. Didn't trade yesterday to watch the Al Brooks open house. Really feel a need to focus. So closing out my internet browser, going to be trading in some prop accounts I have today, so you'll hear orders being filled. You won't see the trades executed on these charts. I do use these charts. And again, this is my day session E-mini. Same chart includes the night session, and then similar, just a 30-minute chart. Going to be opening up here in a second. 12.75. It really looks like could be either a double bottom or ready to let loose. One up, two. Big gap down to last week's low. Yesterday's low is actually below last week's low. That was this spike back down here. Opened 13, low 12.75. Really feels like we could let loose here, but always hard to sell at the bottom of the trading range. Took a little long. And, got a targeted. Where's my Dom not moving? Trying to get out. Okay, just got it. That was a little 5-point scalp. And I'm happy with that. This thing could go fill this gap, and maybe it would have been a 90-point scalp. But coming back down here, made another low, tested that Globex low. Could come down once more, but again, once the market tries to do something 3 times and fails, it's likely to try the other. Now this could just come up to about here. We could see it stay in a range, next 30 minutes down here. But that's all conjecture. Market can do whatever the heck it wants to do. Definitely, though, did not want to be shorting at this point. So this is the previous week's low on the Globex chart. This is the previous week's low on the regular trading hours or New York Stock Exchange session chart. Yesterday's low was below both of them. crazy. And that's 15 points already. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't go back this time last year. You may have found days where 15 points was the entire daily range during the New York session. Look at this go. 20 points. This is definitely looking like a little double bottom here. Broke above the high of what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 bars. So you have price breaking above the high of the previous 15 bars, especially if you can get a close up above there. You got 40 seconds. Going to put a buy stop above the high of this bar. Again, probably for me, I'll be looking for a 5-point high. It's a 33. See if I can get that order in. Dom's dancing around over here. I went a little early. I thought this bar was closed. So 33. This will be an opening range break. One thing that I did get as a takeaway from Al Brooks's little open house yesterday is that when 5-minute bars are small, right now 5 points is a good profit target. When they're larger, you can go for 10-point scalps. Let's see here. So let's see if we can get popped up above there a little more. Okay, I'm going to put my stop up to 2 ticks. And see, we're almost there. Oh, so close. I'm going to get stopped out for 2 ticks. 1 tick from my profit target. Just trying to get the 38. Got the 37.75. There we go. All right. Not a bad morning. So that's a quick 10 points. And actually had a scratch trade pre-market for a 1 tick profit. So that actually paid more than my commissions on all 3. So my net for the day is $501.30. Copy traded to 5 prop accounts. So it's a $2,500 day. And I told myself that I would stop trading if I hit 10 points of closed profit. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to call it a day as far as any trading for money. Did actually trade my personal account last night after the Globex Open. It was a little rally to the previous day's high. Let me see, let me show you where this was. So Globex opened. No, that's not it. Why can I not find the Globex open? here we go. Okay, so what day am I on here? Went way too far back. Okay, so this is, yeah, okay, so here we go. So I had this rally to this high, and I just took a scalp off of it. Sold up here, ended up taking profits right on 84.25. So I had a good day. Took just a few minutes last night, and then this morning. So what I'm going to do is I am going to be happy with that. So make sure there's no open orders. Boy, I was looking for 38, and look at this thing go. I mean, at my first entry, after the open, I bought. I was filled at 14 3/4. See? One of these days, I'm going to be more than just a scalper. But for now, I'm going to be content with being a high probability scalper if I can keep it that way. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to trade anymore. Do I want to keep recording this now? What do I want to do? Because I will discuss MeBob when we get there. Whoops. What was that? I'm going to put my bar counter indicator on. This is the Al Brooks style. And it's going to I want it to show even numbers. Is this on? I don't have it on. That's not set for MeBob. I'm going to leave it off. So the bar counter will tell me what I'm at bar 8. So I think what I will do is pause this video and then come back in at MeBob. Let me make sure my NinjaTrader is okay. It's set to global sim. I'm going to just check real quick. Open up the chart trader, make sure it's set to sim. Okay. So I'm going to come back and sim trade MeBob. I'm going to pause this video right now, about 13 minutes into the day, and I'll start it up again when we get to the MeBob bar. Okay, this current bar is bar 8, the MeBob bar. Got about a minute left. Also, I believe when I started the video I said that today was Tuesday, April 2nd, and it's actually Wednesday, April 2nd, 2025, so sorry for that confusion. I think I was just associating the second day of the month with the second day of the week, and of course that's not the case. What we have so far, Al Brooks likes to say big gap, big confusion. Today there wasn't any confusion. Big gap down, tested last week's low, blasted off. First reversal attempts are likely to fail, so you're better being a buyer below the low of this red bar. In other words, putting a buy limit down here, not a sell stop to go short. I'm done trading. I didn't enter anything. I am going to watch what happens here. So I'm going to start a rectangle And the high of MeBob was 70, the low was 51 3/4. So we'll make you 70, and we'll make you 51 3/4. And we're going to make the end time 12:05. And what did I do? Oh, that's what I did. And I gotta change you to PM. We'll get it right eventually. Here we go. Got our MeBob zone. Alright, so if I had thought of shorting here, I would have shorted when this bar turned red. So closed. And I don't mean when it turned red. I wasn't watching close enough to know whether it opened and it was briefly red before making this high. I would have waited for a failed breakout up. Bar turns red. And again, I would have gone for 5 points. Would have made 5 points before the bar got to its low. Would have been looking either to buy the close of bar 6 or a breakout above the high of bar 6, but would not have been looking for a short on the first reversal attempt without some follow-through. Follow-through meaning we had a bear bar closing at or near its low. Can we get another bear bar? Doesn't have to be a big bear bar. Needs to be a bear bar. We didn't get that. Instead, we got a brand new high. Even here, you can see every reversal attempt, there's just buying. Here it came below this low. So you probably had some longs. They thought they were being smart. Put their stop loss at 47.25. They came and snatched it. Again, we see this often, and this 51.75 gets back above that MeBob low. So becomes a reversal confirmation point. Again, I'd be looking for 5 points right now. Big bars, so I should probably be looking for 10. Set my grid to 10 for the day. So that's what 10 points looks like, and there's a lot of, maybe this to this one different. So there's 10. So you can see it's crossing a lot of these 10-point markers. Even here, went across here, you could almost buy at like, 60 1/4 on the first trip. Not recommending that. And then here's what 5 points looks like. So I'm gonna leave it at 5. That's my. I don't know what they say. What's that expression? That's my jam. Is that what I've heard? Anyway, who knows? But right now, definitely a market to be long in. Getting a little bit of a bearish look to it here. 35 seconds left. If we get a close below, I will. This is going to be sim trading again. I am done with real money for today. Not going to make any more real money, but I will sim trade. But this is a tough place to have to sell short. Doesn't look like we're going to have to make that decision, but anything can happen in these final 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, no signal. Trading range bar, little indecision. Previous day's close still could act as a magnet. Certainly yesterday's high. But yesterday's high was traded into pre-market. Let's take a look at that. When it opened here, that's what prompted my sell last night. I don't typically trade the Globex Open. I'm usually watching it because I'm either printing out charts or, we tend to have an early dinner at my home. We're usually done eating by about 6 o'clock, so I'll come up and I'll start watching. But we did hit test that and came close to testing previous day's low, Globex low, but did not get there. And you can see this was, one test down rally, two tests, and if you remember, it opened, traded up to about 18, 19, I think, and then it came down, made a lower low. So 1, 2, 3, micro wedge on a 30-minute chart. It's going to be a bigger wedge on the 5-minute chart. And I did add a chart here. One of my friends from Discord, a fellow Rocky refugee from Rocky's Threads, expressed an interest to explore the Rocky method a little more, so I pulled up my chart. I'm not going to be trading it actively, but he and I are going to help one another cope with Rocky's loss. So this is one version. I have several versions of Rocky-inspired templates in my brain that I've used over time. But that's what this chart's doing here. I'm not going to be trading it. This is just for a separate side discussion I'm having with a buddy of mine. So let's see where we're at here. Now here, see price action. I don't like buy stops above this type of a doji. If I'm interested in entering long here, I like to enter when price has done what it did here. This candle opened, it traded down below the open of the doji, and then I would put a buy stop a tick or 2 or 3 above the close. So maybe even put it at 56. And especially in this case, you almost had 5 points to the high. I would have maybe bought at 56 as soon as it hit that level, bring my stop loss to break even. I'd be out, of course, at this point because I'm a 5-point scalper these days. Obviously leaves a lot of money on the table because we're now up 20 points. Is that right? Oh no, these are 5 point. We're up 10 points. I forgot. Okay, yeah, these horizontals are 5-point increments. So again, just about a minute left in this bar. If it reverses down and closes below, I'll get short. If it continues to rally and closes, I should say, if it closes at or below, I'll get short. At or above, I'll get long. Potential here for a nested wedge. Down, up, down, up. If it makes another down and doesn't continue, then we're probably looking, you can almost see it forming as something of a, like a bear channel, which in an uptrend is probably a bull flag, but we're not quite there yet. So this is an H2, though unorthodox, because this would have been the H1, made a new high, pulled back again. You got the lower low in the second attempt to reverse back up. So, but again, we're closing inside the MEBOB range, nothing to do but wait. So I made a comment to my Discord friends this morning that was closing out my internet browser, or just, I feel I've been too distracted again between Forex Factory, the Discord, the open house at Al Brooks Trading Room, doing these recordings. So my focus, I feel, has sort of been worn away, and I've not been trading as well as I'm capable of trading. I was breaking some rules, and so going to recenter. One thing I might do is log out of Forex Factory for a week. I did that a couple of times in recent months, and I gotta tell you, that's very helpful. Just log out. I log out and I block it. I have this program called BlockSite. So even if I out of habit were to type forexfactory.com into the browser window, it won't load the site. And sometimes all this social media, we're social creatures. We can love and want to help everyone. Love and want to help one another. And but trading is really a attention intense activity, and our attention is too easily fragmented in this age of social media, and so I have found that occasionally it's good just to log out, block everything out, take a week off, and just focus. So I might be doing that. Maybe I'll do that next week. One thing I realize when I do sort of, redouble my efforts at focus is I realize that when I'm not focused properly, I myself become indecisive. That's where the temptation to take too many trades, you see trades that really aren't there. Excuse me, but when I'm really focused, I realize how slow the market really can be, and how much waiting is really involved. Sorry about that. Starting to lose my voice here. Okay, last minute. Okay, we finally broke the high of MeBob. Down here we broke the low. Broke the low, closed back inside. And again, I've noticed over and over, you could, if you get a break of the MeBob down, you could almost put a buy stop a few ticks above that MeBob low and a profit target at the MeBob high. That's something to backtest. I've been noticing it happening. I don't know if it's happening enough to build a setup around it. Okay, so the high again was at 70. So if this closes at 70 or higher, I'm going to get a market order. Alright. We have big bars. For MeBob, I'm going to go for 10. See if I can get my stop loss out of the way here. Boy, sometimes, I don't know what it is, this NinjaTrader platform's been really squirrely lately. And I love it for charting, but I do think I'm going to be making a change. I'm going to look for a new broker for my personal account. And of course, it'll have to be a broker where the charting is acceptable to my eyes. So this one's taken a lot of heat. So the close was 70 and a quarter. I got filled at 70.50. I mean, I'm looking typically for 5-point profits. I'm already, gosh, down 8 plus points. But again, this is this one's a sim trade. Don't want to pull the wool over anyone's eyes. This is not a live trade. But I did want to record. I want to record some EBOB. Haven't done any lately. Again, I really feel like I've let myself get pulled in a bunch of different directions, and I have I really feel like a real need. I'm feeling I need to recenter my focus again. I'm much more aware of that feeling since I've experienced what I call my roulette epiphany. I'm sure I would probably spent most of the last 3 years distracted and didn't realize it. Now, having experienced a real quiet focus, I can feel its absence. I guess that's probably what's going on. So again, I'm probably going to take a week off from recording videos, a week off from posting to Forex Factory, a week off from posting in the Discord, basically a week off from anything that requires a computer other than what I need to do for work and my trading. So trading platform, trading account. So I use NinjaTrader for my personal account. I use NinjaTrader for one of my prop firm accounts, and I use a form of Tradevate, I believe, for the what I still have at Top Step. But my plan for 2025 is that by the end of 2025, I will not need prop firms. I will have accumulated a sufficient capital in my personal account that I will not want to be sharing profits with prop firms. Question is going to be, where do I have that personal account? Again, right now it's with NinjaTrader brokerage, but again, I don't have any other problems with this computer except with NinjaTrader. It gets really squirrely at times. It lags, moves slow. I mean, you saw I was trying to move this stop loss out of the way, and there was just a lag between where the cursor was, I believe. It just wasn't moving it. You can't have that. So I need to look for a new trading platform, new brokerage firm, or I don't know, maybe NinjaTrader. I don't know if they allow other trading platforms at their firm. But also they're selling themselves to Kraken, which is a cryptocurrency company. And I'm not feeling real comfortable with having my money under the control of a crypto company. I know a lot of people are favorably disposed to crypto. I still have my suspicions. I'm an old school guy. Excuse me. If it were up to me, we would cash society, and electronic payments would be directly tied just to our bank, no credit card companies. But that's personal opinion. And I could be completely wrong. Maybe crypto really is the way of the future. But I don't know. I think it's a giant Ponzi scheme. Too many crooks and con men involved. As a trading vehicle, I don't know. Why trade Bitcoin futures or Bitcoin when I can trade the E-mini or the NASDAQ? And the Chicago Mercantile Exchange has now been around for generations. And electronic trading has now been around for generations. So I'm going to stick with what I'm used to. So that's 2 consecutive closes above the high of MEBOB. We're getting through the settlement. What was this high over here? See, even now I'm having a hard time. Like I 79 3/4. So see if I get filled. I should actually have this at 80.50. Get 10 points. Well, let's see if we can get close to it. We're up 7 points, up 8 points, up 9 points. I can't look at this. I know it's only. I know it's not because it's in sim mode though. That's the problem. I could be having this same issue. Okay. I'm gonna put this at 75.50. Oh, that's too close. Let's give it a chance. I just don't think I should take a loss at this point. Put it at 1 point. How close did I get? 80. See, what it did was, this was 79 3/4. There were people who were short, had their stops at 80, and that's all this was a stop run. Question is, can it continue? Like, are there enough buyers interested are they going to buy here, this test of the close, or is the close going to fail? And this is where the reversal comes. We have 1 push up, 2 pushes up, 3 pushes up. It would look better if we had 1 push up. This is 2, and we get a 3rd. But it's coming back. Yeah. So again, if this were a live trade and I weren't recording, I would have also. If my Ninja Trader were working properly, I'd be squeezing this stop loss up. I probably would have gotten stopped out with the profit of about $400 or $412. Again, is what it is. Let's see what happens. See if we can get to that 10. But I was trading on another platform earlier. It was off camera, so to speak. And everything moves so smooth. I mean, I can grab my order, my stop loss, and I can just, so it just works like perfect. And then when I come on to here, and I see how this, look at, and this is like 2007. I mean, my cursor still lags. It's difficult to adjust my orders. Okay, here we go. Get stopped out for 1 point. Okay. Going to call it a profitable trade. Again, in real life, I would not have taken anything less than a 5-point profit on this. And if I had a trading platform that allowed me to more precisely manage my stop loss, probably would have been out with about an 8-point profit, 8 1/4. So, here's what it is. I'm going to get on with my day. I know Bebop in the morning lasts until noon, but hey, I'm done for the day. And talk to you guys later.